succulent growers, it's Lynn and welcome to part 3 of overwintering the cacti and succulents, bringing in the cacti and succulents that are not cold hardy into indoors for the winter months. And today I'm going to be focusing on the Cereus cactus plants and also some of the other types of cactus plants that are not cold hardy. We're going to be putting them into our little grow room that we've got out the back here. And I just want to mention I have a lot of Cereus cactus plants in our collection, and we have a lot of Cereus. These are very cold hardy, so these are going to be staying out here for a little bit longer before moving them into our main big polytunnel for the winter months. Selection of many different types. But we do have a lot of cacti, Cereus cacti, that are not cold hardy, and these are the ones I'm going to be bringing into the grow room today. Now, I've already made part 1 and part 2 of moving the cacti and succulents into the house for the winter, and if you haven't seen them videos, I'll link both of them videos down below in the video description. I've also made a video on how to prepare your cactus for the winter, and if you haven't seen that video, you must check it out as well. If you're wondering how you can prepare your cactus and overwinter your cactus, I'll link that video up above and also down below in the video description. And I have actually made an in-depth video on how to overwinter your cacti and succulents. We're going into a lot of detail on there. I'll also link that video up above and down below. But as I say, part 1 and part 2 is done. This is part 3. And I'm going to be focusing on all of the type of Cereus type of cacti that cannot take the cold. They need a minimum of about 10 Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, such as this Myrtilio cactus here, commonly known as the booby cactus. This one does like winter warmth, so this one has to come in. Also, Cereus Spiralis, the spiral cactus, this is one also that is not cold hardy, also has to come in, needs a minimum of 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But all of our other type of Cereus here are going to be overwintered at a minimum of 5C in our large big polytunnel, so they're okay. The weather's sort of forecast minimum of 7, 8 Celsius overnight, so don't need to worry about these are the big fellas here. And this is what I'm going to be focusing on as well mostly today, these Cereus, the blue columnar cacti, the blue sort of torch cacti as they're often known. These lovely columnar, stunning Cereus cactus plants with a lovely blue hue to them. These are not cold hardy at all. They do need to be overwintered at a minimum temperature of about 10 Celsius, which is about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you've got these type of the Cereus cacti, do bring them indoors, or if you have them in a greenhouse, make sure you don't let it go below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10C. So these are going to be coming in today, as are these other type of Cereus plants as well, different varieties. These are not cold hardy either. This is a Cereus Jamakaru, commonly known as the cuddly cactus. Again, it sort of needs winter warmth, that's coming in, as are other little ones here as well. Lots of different varieties. So a little bit of what we've got here. Now, what I normally do, as I mentioned when I do my overwintering vlogs, I normally show the whole stages of bringing them all in individual stages. But because I'm maxed out for time, and I know you guys haven't got all day to watch videos either, you're all busy, probably doing the same thing, having to bring plants in and stuff and working. So I'm going to be, obviously there's too many to sort of explain which ones are going to be bringing in at the moment, so I'm just going to go and show you the grow room that we've prepared ready for these cactus plants now. Now here is the room, our little grow room out the back here that we're going to be putting the Cereus and the other ones that are sort of Cereus cacti that are not cold hardy. And this here, we have a bit of a south facing window, the door that goes into our yard, and that lets quite a bit of light in. But as you can see, that the cacti here are going to be in total shade, so that's why we've got these grow lights that we have on. We're going to be having on for a few hours a day, just enough to mimic as if the sun was naturally coming onto them in the winter. And I'm not normally I have these lights on for from the minute it sort of gets light outside until the evening, but I'm going to only be having these on probably for a maximum of about 4 hours a day, because as I mentioned, electricity in Europe has gone up so much, and cacti don't really need the light when they're dormant and overwintering, and they're not going to be in total darkness here, so a bit of light is going to be a bit of a booster for them. Now we also have this very large Cereus there, and it's touching the roof, and this one is going to have to come in as well. And this one is the first one we have to bring in because it's very tall. This one is one that we have in our big polytunnel here, but it's not going to be able to overwinter here because it's going to need a minimum of 10°C, 50°F. Now, a good tip, guys, if you're handling very tall, sort of spiny cacti, that Hans has come up with, well, Hans and our wonderful friend Sean have come up with this great idea of using one of these shopping bags and cutting the sides off, and then you've got the handles on them so you can lay the cactus on its side when you lift it up, so you don't have to touch the spines. I'll show you a little bit of an example when Hans brings out one of the
sides inside, so it's thicker bottom.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's cool.
So we'll show you when Hans is bringing it out. Now Hans is lifting the big fella out, and what he's done, he's got a bag there, cut it up to help lift it so it makes it easier to handle.
And it's early in the morning, I have my dressing gown still.
Hans is slipping that over one of the Cereus there. And it means you don't have to handle the spines. See, hold it up on the bottom of the pot, turn it onto its side, and no handling of them sharp spines. So now we're working on the next one. We're sort of bringing the tallest in first, so we can push them at the back in the grow room, and then the smaller at the front. So it works really well with the bag method. So I hope that's a tip for you guys. Ooh. And then taking the pot from the base. Ooh. The things we do for our plants. Now that's the first 3 of the taller Cereus brought in to the grow room. Have a lot more to do, as I mentioned. We've also got tall Euphorbias we're going to be bringing in. And apologies for the light all quivering on this video. When I've got these grow lights on, it gives a bit of a quivering all over the screen. But when I've got them all put away, I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm going to put the studio lights on and turn these grow lights off so you get a proper look. So now to bring in the other ones.
Yes.
Cactus power. That's the pot there, greenhouse. Getting a little bit emptied now. And I just want to show this Cactus samapatanus. This one is going to be coming into our larger green polytunnel because it's quite cold hard if it's kept dry. But it's actually coming into bud at the moment. So we're going to leave it here in the white polytunnel while it's still quite mild. Because the buds, they're still growing, and you never know, they might flower. A bit late in the year, but this has gorgeous, beautiful red flowers. And I would hate that we have to move it in, obviously, in the next few days into the big polytunnel. I just hope it still continues to flower. Cereus Euphorbias. This one is not a cold hard. Sorry, this one's not cold hardy either, so this has to come out. And Hans is amazing. I have to say, he's got the energy of a spring chicken.
2003.
Hans grown it from seed in... When did you grow it from seed, Hansi?
2003.
2003. Wow.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Incredible. And this one here is a Cereus, and this one is not cold hardy, it does need winter warmth, so this is going to be coming in as all of these as well. And, also all of these on here too, including these Apuntia consolia rubescens, they're coming in, and as I say, the Cereus Spiralis as well. And I just want to give a little special shout out to Sarah, my wonderful subscriber Sarah. She was asking me about her Cereus Spiralis. She said that it's gone very soft at the top and it had spider mites. And I said when I do the update video and I'm bringing bringing it into overwinter, I'll show her mine. So what I had to do is we had to cut the top off this because it went soft after getting spider mite about a year or two ago now. And this is the new little pup just starting to side shoot. So Sarah, you've had to do this to yours. This is what yours is going to look like in a year or two. It will start to side shoot and it should recover really well. And if this happens to yours as well, guys, you know it's going to be okay. These side shoot really well. And if you have any problems with blacking at the top or rotting or any damage like that, this is quite safe to cut it. Treat it with a bit of cinnamon powder, sulphur powder if it's legal in your country. I think it's not legal here in the UK. And it helped to dry up and then side shoot in the future. Woohoo, that's all of the ones that are not cold hardy taken out of this white polytunnel here, and all the others that are left are all cold hardy. So these are the ones that I'm going to be moving into the large big polytunnel in the next few days. As I say, it's still quite mild here in Northern Ireland, so I think the coldest they forecast is about 7 Celsius, so these will all be absolutely fine out here till we can move them into the big polytunnel. All mostly Cereus varieties, cold hardy Apuntias there, so there's no problem. And some Oreo Cereus that are going to be coming into the big green polytunnel as well. And agaves, may keep these agaves out here because they're very cold hardy if they're protected from rain, which there will be in here. And a very cold hardy aloe striatula as well, that is a cold hardy one, so I might keep this out in the unheated greenhouse here, but all the others are going to be coming in. I'm going to do a separate video as well when I bring in all the Cereus and the other cold hardy plants that's left into the big main polytunnel. That will probably be coming up in a few days time. And we've just in the process now of bringing the large Euphorbias into the grow room. Woohoo, that's it all done, and grow lights there for the plants, and all of the Pilosa Cereus all in this grow room here for the winter, and other types of Cereus plants that are not cold hardy there. And Hans is doing an amazing job holding the light here in his hand. It's a proper like a studio light because the lighting can be quite bad when these grow lights are on. Show you there lots of different types of plants, and then I'm going to take you around this side here to show you where we've put them all, and some of the large Euphorbias we've got at the back. Our big Euphorbia there, and Euphorbia tyrocali sticks on fire as they call it. Euphorbia here, inguns, and got our big Pachypodium here as well as our Apuntia consoleas, Apuntia rubescens, commonly known as the roadkill cactus because of flattened stems, and lots of other different types here. Pilocereus gunelli, I love its little arms. So these are going to overwinter really well here in our grow room, and as I say, we're going to have the lights on probably for about 4 or 5 hours a day just to give a bit of a booster for them. But they're going to be overwintering anyway, so all these are going to be kept dry now until the following spring when we put them back out into the polytunnel and greenhouse again. So I hope you enjoyed overwintering, bringing cacti and succulents in for the winter number 3. And do stay tuned for number 4. There's going to be a lot of work that we're going to have to do here over the next couple of weeks of bringing in different types of cacti and succulents. We still have the big Cereus in the greenhouse, the white greenhouse that you just seen. They're going to be coming into the big polytunnel and rearranging them. We've also going to be putting all the epiphyllums that are on the floor that we had out in our yard all onto the stands as well in the big big polytunnel. So lots coming up. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. And as I say, if you want to know how to overwinter cacti and succulents, and also how to prepare your cactus for winter, do check out them videos I've made. There'll be links up above and also down below in the video description. Subscribe and click the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon, and do check out my website desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to wish you all an amazing plant-powered day.